So here we go again. Right. Well, yes. So back in my car, and this is day 2 of making a podcast because I made one yesterday. We'll put that up online, so you can listen to that. But this podcast is different today because so I have my normal life. Things are a bit dull, a bit exciting. People in hospital, family crisis, all the usual kind of crap that goes on in my life. But I was on the internet. Now, problem is, the internet is full of a lot of crap, isn't it? But I go to the podcast stuff because obviously I'm in vain hope of getting more than 5 subscribers, but that's never going to happen. I don't even know why do I even do this podcast? But it's fun for me. It's an outlet, and a post caught my eye, and it said, looking for raw audio files. Now, I am an audiophile. I was an audio specialist for quite a while. So any word audiophile always gets me interested. But especially a raw one. What's a raw one? That sounds like me. I'm raw. Or I can raw. So I thought, oh, well, what's better? I'll see what the email is about. Then a sound engineer, male or female, we don't know, because they're on the internet, and therefore everyone is sexless, unless shown otherwise. And then they were looking for files to modify and update to prove how good they are and amazing they are. So I said, "Oh, would you like one of my files?" And I presume I haven't actually listened to my podcast yet. So I am making a special one just for them because I think we might need to kind of limit the swearing a bit if it's in their portfolio. And unless they really want to, and unless as a sound engineer they're going to add sounds as well, and they can use a bleep button because that'd be fucking great, wouldn't it? So if they could do that, maybe add some bangs and some crashes. But yeah, so I'll try and keep this in the same vein. But what could we do? What can we do? Because we can't read our normal book, because this podcast, when it goes out, if the person returns it to me polished and more beautificated, it will end up in just being broadcasted. So how do we do? What do we do? Well, there's only one thing for it, isn't there? We'll return to where we started with old Trev. We'll go back to where it all started with his awful book that my son found at the local swimming pool, where it has got no chapters. It's just text, and it's sexist. And it's just sexist. It's just badly written. It's just painful. I can't explain anymore. So shall we go for it? Let's go for it. I'm on lunch, so I've got another 20 minutes. As he looked to his left, hurtling down the pavement at a rate of knots, came a girl of about 12 years old on a skateboard. She was wearing jeans and a t-shirt and appropriate crash protection, by the way of a crash hat, thick gloves, elbow protectors and knee protectors. That's good. He's already telling us exactly how to be safe on a skateboard. I don't know any skateboarders that actually wear protective stuff, unless they're actually in esports or something, or a little kid just trying to learn. Hello, Trevor called to her. Fancy helping me and my friend out and possibly earning yourself some money? The girl brought her skateboard to a halt a couple of metres away from Trevor. Now, we've just dived into this book, and I feel like we should have read a little bit earlier to find out who this girl was, or is he just randomly offering young girls money? Okay, yeah, she said, and showed off by stamping on the back edge of the skateboard to cause the front of it to flip up off the ground towards her hand so that she could catch it. Common skateboard manoeuvre. However, it was obvious that she was not too experienced in this particular maneuver. manoeuvre. As she stamped on the back, she had not positioned her foot squarely on the skateboard, and instead of the skateboard flipping directly upwards, it came up at a slight angle, missed her hand, and just fell forlorn to the ground beside her. Oh, forlorn. Her hand, there wasn't there. Who was forlorn? Was there no. This is the house that Jack built. There was a something was forlorn in the house that Jack built, wasn't there? In the poem, the house that Jack. Anyway, the hand was still out, ready to catch the skateboard, and she just pulled a fleeting grin in recognition that she had not quite got the hang of that particular action. No, she had not. She picked up the skateboard and walked over to Trevor. I've forgotten how wordy this book was. So what do you want done then? She inquired. Trevor pointed to the tree. Well, we'd like to use your skateboard to move that tree around the corner. You must be joking, she replied. It must weigh a ton. I'm not having a weight of it break my skateboard. I'll tell you what, said Trevor. If it breaks your skateboard, I'll quite happily buy you another one. Trevor realised that although the tree in the planter was a dead weight, he estimated that it could not weigh more than 8 stone, if that. And the strength of skateboards could easily accommodate an adult weighing 12 stone. Oh, he's done his maths, hasn't he? He sat down and thought about that. He's gone, oh, right, tree, pot, oh, it's got to be about 8 stone. How does anyone know how much anything weighs in stone anyway? Shocking. How much are you going to give me if I let you use it? I'm not going to give you anything, replied Trevor, but I assure the owner of the tree around the next road. In the next road, we'll give you at least a couple of pounds for helping us get it back to them. How did it get here then? She inquired. Trevor refrained from being cocky and replied that it walked there. And I expect some drunken people dragged it around here last night on my way home from a pub. I tell you what, I'll get a thick piece of newspaper to put on your skateboard so the bottom of the pot doesn't scratch it. But it's got grit tape on. Anyway, the girl seemed happy that Trevor was offering to show some care of her skateboard and nodded in agreement. Trevor walked back up the front garden path towards the house. What's happening? Asked Dave. I've just arranged transport of our tree, Trevor replied. He walked into a porchway and picked up a couple of free papers being left there in a pile, awaiting Jane to drop them off at a recycling centre the next time she went shopping. The girl walked up the garden path and placed the skateboard beside the pot. Trevor placed the papers on the skateboard and went through the tactics. Right, Dave, you and I will tip the pot away from the skateboard. Then you, sorry, I don't know your name. Carol, replied the girl. Of course it's Carol, the average skateboarder name. My name is Trevor, and Mrs. Dave. Oh, the names are amazing. It's just like council house names. They all acknowledged each other. Now when me and Dave tipped the pot, Trevor continued, I'd like you, Carol, to shove the side of your skateboard under it, and then we'll rest the pot on the skateboard, then jiggle it into position so that it is stable. And we all got that. Both Carol and Dave nodded in agreement. The plan was carried out to perfection, resulting in the pot sitting squarely on the skateboard. They were so pleased with themselves and gently pushed the whole thing down the front garden path, then through the gateway and onto the pavement. Oh my God, it's so boring. Once there, they gently manoeuvred the tree back and forth, gently leaning the tree from one side to the other to take advantage of the twisting action of the skateboard wheels during the leaning process, till the skateboard and its load were in position whereby the whole thing could be pushed along the pavement to the end of the road. Shit, that was a whole sentence, that whole lot. That's just absolutely bonkers. Oh, some comedy value. Some comedy value happening outside. No, anyway. Hang on 2 ticks, I just need to shut the front door, Trevor said, as he walked back to the house. You could hear Dave chatting with Carol, asking her where she lived and how long she had had a skateboard, and so he followed Trevor up the front garden path. Trevor stepped into the house and had a quick look in the mirror. He put his hand in his back pocket. Ah, he sighed to himself as he realised that he didn't have a comb on him. Oh, there's too much distraction going on outside. Too much distraction. Oh, that's the problem. With a boring book, you get distracted with what's going outside. The dodgy things. Like all the runners. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm distracted. I can't be bothered to read anymore. Breathe. Stop the distraction. Think about life. No, can't do it. I'm sorry, I ruined your audio. I was really hoping for some excitement there. But this is actually the state of my podcast. Hold on. I've just realised something. There's comment of combs. Right. He felt it, he remembered it was his trousers from the previous night, but then recalled that he had left in one of the... That he had left... Oh, okay. Right. Trevor steps in the house, put his hand in his back pocket. Ha, he sighed to himself as he realised he didn't have a comb on him. There we go. He didn't have a comb in his back pocket. He felt his jacket pockets and found that he had another one on him. He gave his hair a swift comb through and slid the comb back into his trousers. As he left the house and pulled the front door shut, he looked at Dave and Carol, who were face to face in discussion halfway down the front garden path. Then Trevor felt something wasn't quite right. He thought for a moment. Then, to his horror, realised a tree, pot, skateboard were no longer to be seen on the pavement at the end of the path. Oh no! Where's the tree? No. Plausible reason. Now the tree was moving fairly rapidly down the sloping pavement. Skateboard rolling down the hill. We got a comedy moment of tree running away down the road, talking about dogs trying to urinate up it whilst it's rolling. Oh boy, I've forgotten how I just can't remember how bad this was. It actually is unbelievably terrible. I'm just jumping pages. We still haven't... It's taken 3 pages and it's just stopped. The trees actually... It took 3... No, it's just rubbish. Anyway, right. So, here lies the end of the pod. I can't be bothered today, can I? I just can't be asked. I'm going in. Anyway, hope this audio file reaches you well. I hope everyone... I hope it works, and I hope it's of some use. And then to the people listening to this, I hope it got cleaned up and it worked out amazingly. But you know what? Probably won't. Let's face it, this podcast's always rubbish. Just one of those days. Anyway, toodle pip now. Bye.